Yo, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? As you can see, we are back in Plane of Time. As soon as my lockout was up, I wanted to run straight here and do it again. Technically, my lockup was up like the middle of the night, but that's not gonna happen. The boys still gotta go to work. So as soon as I got home from day, I knew it was time to get back to it. I really want to go ahead and hit Plane of Time again. So here we are. That's what we're doing. Fingers are crossed for some really, really good loot. I did go through and clear off basically 90% of my Fabled stuff. I got a couple more items recently because I saw that Valen and Talon Zek were up in Plane of Tactics recently. Got a Fabled War Master's Recurve bow. Super good bow. I think one of my next classes I might level up soon might be a Ranger. Just pure range. Gonna be kind of hard, of course, at first, just because you don't really do that much damage with bow and arrows until later on. Once you get that infinite ammo. But anyways, back to this. Yeah, I'm still having a really good time with EverQuest. All the videos that you've been seeing come out this week have all been let's see here. They have all been from last weekend. I had everything like chopped up and planned out from Saturday and Sunday, so I didn't really have anything else to put out. But I did still have content to put out. I just haven't really played much this week. Every day that I've been to work has just been like an absolute chore, and I've been busy as hell, so I haven't really had the chance to hop on and play some EverQuest. I've been too tired every night. But hey, here we are. We're making up for it. We have lots of lockouts that are popping up for us. By now, you've probably seen my Emperor Sra's video, me beating up the Fabled Emperor Sra. Really fun time, really fun time. Now, got my eyes on the prize. There are some items I really want to get. I forgot that I also did get a recording of me getting 2 Fabled Blades of War to drop, which in itself was awesome. Really awesome. Okay, so this guy last time told me hop on a mount and just run straight towards the door, and eventually it should teleport you out. Let's see if this works. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I got some really good content. I did get a recording of me fighting Fabled Ralof Zek, and he dropped 2 Fabled Blades of War for me, which is amazing. Oh shit, he was not joking. It really did do that. Oh, nice. Well, that's cool. I guess I really don't need my druid here. Very nice. Anyways, what I was saying is, yeah, I got 2 Fabled Blades of War to drop. Fucking awesome. Holy crap. Looking at that Fabled Blade of War as opposed, like, compared to the other level 75 two-handers, none of the other ones even compare at all. Like, the Fabled Blade of War has like over 1,000 hit points on it. It's like damage 130, delay 30 something. Insane stat distribution. Really good. Yes, it has the aggro proc on it, but I have one on my Shadow Knight and one on my Berserker. I popped it on my Berserker. I don't even have that many good items on my Berserker. My Berserker is like walking around with mostly 65 and 70 gear. I popped that level 75 Berserker Blade on my Berserker, went to Plane of Nightmare, and was just hitting for insane numbers. There was a few times that my Berserker crit for over 4,000 in a single hit. Hit level 75 with a two-hander. Ridiculous damage. And like between frenzying and like the critical hits, the stuff was just dropping like flies. So I'm really excited to see what kind of damage he can do whenever he's decked out with level 75 gear, which is what we're here for. We're working on that gear. We're working on getting our Shadow Knight geared up as well. We just have some work cut out for us, which is a good feeling to have in a game like EverQuest. And don't even get me started on the fact that I've wanted to go through and start playing a whole bunch on Mischief again. I purposely kind of reeled the reins back on Plane of Mischief so I'm not getting burnt out, because, you know, last weekend going from level 1 to level 65 with like 50 AAs and less than 24 hours of playtime was a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? I overdid it, to say the least. I really overdid it. really overdid it. And it was worth it. It was every bit worth it. With that EXP bonus, it was just worth it. I didn't want to have to wait until the next set of TLPs to drop. I didn't want to have to wait for the next EXP bonus that was going to drop, which is probably Memorial Day, which is around the same time that the TLP's dropping. So, what a problem to have. Whole lot of really good comments from people on my videos. I've really been appreciating it. The channel growth has just been kind of insane, to be honest. It's been really good. All in all, I've jumped. For perspective, guys, I started this channel in October. Like, barely mid-October. I've put out like over 140 videos now. I've been pretty close to like a video a day in that time frame. But I've gone from like nothing to almost 700 subscribers now in that time, which is really good. Especially for like an EverQuest focused channel. I know my name is Variety Void. I love other variety games. There's a whole bunch of other games I enjoy doing, but for the most part, the videos that have really taken off have been EverQuest. Which I'm not ashamed for, I'm really happy for, because I fit in the most in the EverQuest community, I feel like. There's a whole lot of people like me who love EverQuest, but in general, we don't ever really have the time or the willpower to try to do any of this new content. Most of us love year 1 through like year 5 or 6 of EverQuest, and that's most of my favorite content. So just being able to do this, having these for the most part pretty close to daily uploads of me just shooting the shit, coming through, beating up these enemies again, getting fat loots and playing alts, that's as good as it's gonna get for me. I love doing that. I mean, eventually there's going to be other games and stuff like that that I really want to make sure I'm, you know, spending more time on. I'm taking off. Those videos are hopefully going to be taken off. It's just I like gaming already, but EverQuest is kind of home, if you know what I mean. There's a whole lot of people I see that they start on EverQuest and they try to take off to other videos and it just doesn't happen. And I get why, because EverQuest gets a very niche community of people. We're all here for the nostalgia, which is awesome. Again, not a bad thing at all. But anyways, having a good time is what I'm trying to say. Man, this is a neat trick. I'm really glad I was told about this. I don't have to bring my druid in to teleport me out every time. And one thing I didn't get on recording is I am starting to work on my epic for my rogue on Mischief, I should say. On the Mischief server, I'm starting to work on the epic because all the items are droppable just like Fury and V, and most of the items are very plentiful. Like, the biggest problem with the Rogue Epic for me was the weapons, like Flesh Ripper, Mithril Two-Handed Sword, Gigantic Zweihander, and then the robes, like Robe of the Ishar, Shiny Metallic Robe. All of those robes and weapon turn-ins that are just so rare on Furion V, they're plentiful on Mischief. So I was going through and I was able to buy all but one robe and all but one weapon. And the only other thing that I really need to focus on getting is the top and bottom part of the pages, which you're pickpocketing from a dwarf rogue. I got the top, now I just gotta get the bottom. So once I get that, for the most part, all the other stuff is going to be fairly easy. And then I can get my Epic 1.0 on my rogue, and I'll be ready for Omens of War, which, by the way, for Mischief drops June 1st now. So we have our work cut out for us. Between now and June 1st, I would like to try to get like another 200 or 300 AAs. I want my rogue to be an absolute beast on Mischief. So that should be a really good time. And yeah, like I said, there have been a lot of you who have been messaging me with kind words and stuff like that, and I appreciate it. And everyone talking about how they've been looking for a way to get back into EverQuest, and I've inspired you to hop back into the game. If there isn't a server I would ever prefer people start on EverQuest again over Fioriana V, I would say Mischief. Mischief is an amazing server for people to hop in on. There are going to be some people that might not like it because it is so chaotic and the randomized loot. If you are like a hardcore EverQuest Andy who's only ever played Project 1999, this might not be the experience for you. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all. When I say a Project 1999 Andy, I don't mean that negatively. I just mean some people like EverQuest for the absolute basic essentials. They don't want anything else. They don't want out of combat regeneration. They don't want anything when it comes to any guidance, assistance. They don't want maps. They want everything to be what EverQuest was, basically in 1999 or 2000. I respect that. That's not the game for me. That's absolutely not the game for me. There were a few times that I absolutely wanted to lose my mind playing on Mischief over the weekend because out of combat regeneration isn't in the game yet. I think it might be in the game now with the patch that they added just Wednesday, because it says out of combat regeneration now hits with Gates of Discord. So I'm hoping that that's been changed, which will make the leveling experience not just twice as much easier, like 3 or 4 times easier than what it's currently at. Because the out of combat regeneration like quadruples your health and mana regeneration whenever you're out of combat. Got this little timer, and once it's down to 0, you get this resting symbol on your character, and then you just regenerate your stats super fast. Really, really good. It makes the leveling experience so much easier. That's my kind of EverQuest. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Boom, there it is. Terrifying contract. Ooh, what is this? Sounds like a Spectre, maybe. A Spectre pet? You have 1 additional hour. Let's see if this little gimmick here will work for these spots as well. It does. Already contains the maximum number of players. Okay, so let's go through the Undead trial first, because those other trials have timers on them and they're just going to take like a base 15 minutes regardless. Which is annoying that you can't skip past it, but hey. Is what it is. On a side note, it has been really cool watching some of the Twitch channels recently for EverQuest players. There's a few players on here that I really enjoy watching with EverQuest. There's like Zaid God, Pantheist. There's a couple others that are P99 players, like I think his name is Aqua Blue or something like that. I really enjoy his channel, but he only strictly plays Project 1999. No Mercy, he plays Project 1999 and like Shards of Dahlia. Anywho's, there's a couple of them that only ever really played the classic EverQuest games, but very recently, thanks to Mischief, Pantheist and Zaid God have both been playing the recent Mischief server, and it has been really cool to watch them because they genuinely look like they're having a really good time, and they're completely out of their comfort zone. Like, both of them were all about like the classic zones, like EverQuest and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, Zaid God I think was more of a like a Lucklin, Plains of Power type EverQuester, but even he's been saying it's been like a breath of fresh air to play like Gates of Discord, Here pretty soon they're going to be on Omens of War. I think it's awesome. It is really, really awesome just to see how much they've actually been taking off and playing the, I say newer EverQuest stuff, but it's not the classic EverQuest stuff. I'm really hoping that Mischief keeps a lot of players interested in the game enough that they play the parts of EverQuest that they would always quit at. And like, two of the biggest drops I see when it comes to TLP population, just according to what I've seen from a friend of mine, two of the biggest population drops are like Planes of Power, and then like, what's the one after Gates of Discord? Like Dragons of Norath is another one where like a really popular drop off of player base. And then by the time Seeds of Destruction hits, it's just like a ghost town. There's probably only 2 or 3 guilds that are still on there playing. And you can tell that they're doing it against their will. They're just not having a good time at that point. At that point, all they want is the competitive server first. They want to be able to say, I did this first. I did this thing. Most recently, the Celos server, like the Speed server, which is appropriate for the name, where they went through all of the EverQuest expansions, period, point blank, from 1 to what was 27 at the time, I think. They went through all of them because there was like another expansion dropping, I think, every month. It took them over 2 years, but they did it from start to finish. And by the time that they were finished, there were only like 1 or 2 guilds left. It's literally like you're doing it for the competition at that point. Really cool concept, really cool idea, but I don't like the non-free trade stuff. I don't like that. Not at all. It was cool because on the Celos server, the lockouts were done, like the normal lockouts that would take 6 or 7 days. I think you could do them like once every other day. So you had people that were hitting Plane of Time like either every day or every other day. There were a couple requests that I had from people asking me to go through and hit some different zones. Like I got a request for Vishan's Peak. Someone was talking about even suggesting that I go through and actually hit the Rat Veniki that expansion is, that server is based off of. There's a fabled version of that rat that pops in Dragon Necropolis. And it's funny because he drops a Will Sapper. So I find it very funny that there is a server called Veniki when the weapon that dude is known for is called a Will Sapper. And it's a competitive server with like 10 levels below content, so it's meant to be a Will Sapper. At that point, it's meant to be competitive and kind of difficult. It is going to be kind of funny to actually go through and see that rat that it's named after. Come on, attack me. You have 1 additional hour. Let's go. Okay, on to the fun stuff. You know, this is actually quite a bit easier without having to like box around different characters, especially my druid for teleports. This is handy. Handy dandy. Make sure we get our full group here. I hate how whenever I'm trying to target an enemy through a corpse, the priority is always going to be the corpse. Which back in the day used to matter before the advanced loot system, but now it's just annoying. Because back in the day, like sometimes whenever an enemy died, and if it died against a wall, you wouldn't be able to loot the corpse because you couldn't target it. Now, since the priority is always the corpse, no matter where I'm targeting on the screen, it's annoying. Now I have to target the extended targets window, which most servers don't even have that yet. Those hobgoblins used to scare the shit out of me. Especially in the Plane of Nightmare, because everything is already so dark you can't necessarily see where the stuff is coming from. Whew. Not a good time. Okay, would you... Fucking annoying. Stop casting and hurry up and die. Jesus. Ah! Easy peasy. Now that we're actually fighting the gods, we get 4 additional hours. Now for the fun part, folks. Now for the really, 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 really fun part. Look at that damage. I love it when I just start consistently waylaying for over 50,000 a hit and then hitting like 8 times in a row. Forget triple attack. I'm talking about octuple attack. Just hitting wham, 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 wham. Aww. Times antithesis. I haven't seen that drop in a really long time. That used to be so good. Fabled. Ooh, very nice. Warrior, monk. Okay, well that's not going to do any of my current characters any good. But my warrior will be happy with that. You gotta take Edge of Eternity just because it looks cool. So, can't leave that behind. That's going to be a really good weapon for our warrior. See if we can one-shot any of these gods. Insanity. And I know I mentioned it recently, but it was real just a one-time thing that I talked about it. But I will have like a new character reveal soon that I've been working on in the background. Really excited to show you guys my new 120 that I'm gonna have soon. Been working my butt off behind the scenes to try to get that done as well. So really excited about that. Have a new character reveal for us soon. Fabled Talisman of Tainted Energy. This is going to be fantastic for my Shadow Knight. Damn. Reduces the mana cost of detrimental spells by up to 21%. Yeah, my Shadow Knight casts detrimental spells all day, so that's going to be amazing. Onto our Fabled Talon and Valen. See if we can get a good picture here with both of these dudes in it. It's hard to get a good picture with these two dudes in it, but that will just have to do. I did like how later on in the expansions, they ended up... I did like how later on... I'm still stunned. Later on in the expansions, they kept with the storyline with Talon and Valenzac, and we got like an actual plane of war. I thought that was really, really cool how we ended up actually getting a plane of war with the actual Talon and Valenzac and Ralosec. As far as like the story behind it, the original Plane of War we were supposed to get with the Planes of Power. Plane of Tactics was going to be where Talon and Valenzac was, and then Plane of War was actually going to be where Ralosec was. It was going to be like the Plane of Tactics B, you can say, the actual place where Ralosec resides. And the reason we didn't get an actual Plane of War is because apparently the geometry of the zone was way too far ahead of its time. They couldn't fix all the glitches and issues for the zone, so they just never added it to the Planes of Power expansion. So it was added years later. Jesus, this dude keeps regenerating too. I really hope I can actually fucking kill him soon. Stunned again. Well, unless my character decides to finally start getting some good crits, we might just be SOL on this fucker. He just keeps on going. But anyways, what I was saying is the plane of war that they end up adding later on in the game is level 100, and it is much, much, much more difficult than anything they ever could have added in Planes of Power. This stun is insane. It also doesn't help that I didn't have my poison on that staggers him over time. Come on, hurry up and kill him. Thank fucking God. God, that was frustrating. Not having my poisons on when he kept depopping off of my aggro table when he had just pop up to 100. I've never had that problem before, but since these bosses actually have quite a bit of health, whenever they actually have quite a bit of health like that, it makes it really infuriating. God forbid I fight something that's actually appropriate level in competition. Alright, let's see, what did we get? What did we get? What did we get? What did we get? Fabled Globe of Mystical Protection. Range item. We need that. Ooh, do we need that? All these invisible items. I mean, it's not bad at all, but damn, where's the good weapons, the good armor? Come to me, little puppies. I should say little piggies, I guess. Stop standing in the back, causing that shit. Thank you. I hate when they're just sitting in the back casting when I'm trying to target and kill them, and then everything else is like, no, you've got to be summoned now. There we go. Here are our Fabled boys. Okay, let's go for Fabled Burtox first. Get us a good little screenshot of old sickening boy here. I do like how all the gods that we're actually here fighting are evil gods. That's one thing I never really stopped to think about. All the gods that we're fighting in Plane of Time, since I guess it's Prison of the Forsaken. But yeah, all these gods are evil. Invisibility item. Alright, but we'll take it. Gotta get all the fabled stuff that we can get, guys, for our characters. Because these fabled items are so good. Really good level 75 items. Okay, gotta wait for that discipline to wear off. Look at all those criticals and lucky strike throughs. Whew. Come on, drop something good for us. This is... I wonder why they only chose to make all these invisible pieces fabled. It's kind of weird. Like, why not give us a fabled Staff of Transcendence or something? Not that it would help my characters, but still, it's like, come on. Come on, bruh. You can do better than that. At least these last two dudes, I think, can drop fabled weapons. I like how the one in Plane of Tactics is the fabled Rallosec the Warlord, and this dude is just the fabled Rallosec. Like, I wonder which one of these forms are meant to be more, I guess, close to his true form. Look at those ads just dropping. You don't scare me. It'd be really cool if there was an illusion to look like Rallosec, though. That would be badass. I would just never want to unequip that illusion. Walking around looking like Rallosec, especially if you can get like the way that his weapon looks as an ornament. Dark Blade of the Warlord. Another, I mean, it's gonna help us, that's for sure. Kind of surprised these dudes only drop one fabled item, though. Fingers are crossed for Fabled Jagged Time Forge Blade. Alright, what did we get? What did we get? Did we get it? Oh. Nice. Not only did we get the fabled version, we got the non-fabled version. Very, 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 very nice. Insane. Insane, insane. Just how much better that one is opposed to the regular version. Like, damn. On to the final boy. The big dragon. Here we go. Oh, I used to love the way this shield looked. Fabled Cord of Temporal Weavings. I mean, we'll need that. We need that for all of our melee classes, so another one would be nice. It's gonna, oh, that's gonna be good for my Shadow Knight. Very nice. All these invisible pieces. Okay, no loot gone to waste. Very nice. Alright. Got the Planet Time done. Alright, well that is going to be it for the video for today, folks. I'll just probably throw in that silent recording of me beating up the Fabled Zek the Warlord and getting him to drop his Fabled Blades of War. That's going to be it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Probably tomorrow.